Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Screen Junkies Universe. The boys are back in town, eh? The boys are doing a big spin-off. We're gonna get into sort of what that means, and does it jive and line up with the bigger themes of The Boys, which seems to be pretty anti-spin-off? We're gonna jump into that. We've got a big casting roundup we're gonna do. Hawkman has been cast. Tinkerbell has been cast for, thank God, a new Peter Pan movie. I'm so excited to see another take on Peter Pan. And then stick around, we'll be answering your questions from the chat. With me to talk about The Boys are my boys, Billy Business. Hello,
Joe,
sir.
I'm really just impressed at the dedication of you to host this show live from the Daytona 500. That's really really incredible.
I'm so sorry. Once again, it's Monday, and that means they are doing the lawn care around my apartment. Hey, you try to go tell the gang, hey, I have to live stream to talk about The Boys, and and then you just get your ass beat with weed whackers. And also joining us, speaking of people who have hit me with things, Spencer J. Gilbert.
Love hanging with the boys. Anyone for some beach volleyball? That's socially distanced, right?
Yeah. Kenny Loggins, underrated song, baby. So, let's jump into this, and then we'll talk a little beach volleyball, because I think it's also worth talking about. So this is via Deadline. Amazon's The Boys, we found out last week, is getting a spin-off set in a superhero college. The project is written by The Boys executive producer Craig Rosenberg. It's being fast-tracked. The second season was the most watched global launch of an Amazon original series ever. The Boys' first season had already set a really high viewership mark. Again, I'm so sorry for the 800 lawnmowers right outside my window.
It sounds like there's more than one. How weedsy is the outside of your apartment?
They're actually I said some pretty inflammatory anti-lawnmower stuff on Twitter the other day, and they've all gathered.
They're doing like circles around each other, like a slow dance at a prom.
Honestly pretty nervous. They might come through again, sorry, it is what it is, man, working from home. I live in an apartment building with no insulation. I might as well not have walls. So again, Boys season 1 had already set this huge high viewership mark. First 2 weeks of season 2 has nearly doubled the season 1 audience. So they're doing this spin-off. This show is hugely popular. It's one of the interesting things about us being attached to this Fandom.com website now is that we have access to all this data about traffic and how many people are checking out The Boys after they're watching it and stuff like that. And the response to the show on Fandom has been absolutely massive. So obviously this is a huge hit for Amazon. Of course they're going to start greenlighting stuff. But therein lies the crux. This is the thing that interests me, which I want to talk to you guys about. This is a show that parodies corporate America. This is a show that parodies the idea of commercialism with superheroes and pop culture and stuff like that. Has it now sold out and jumped the shark now that it has a spin-off? Discuss.
Please, for the love of God, mute, Joe. Well, what do you think, Billy?
I think I caught half of that. It felt like trying to listen to Joe through the third act of Twister.
Joe, lash yourself to your desk. That should be all it needs to make it through a category 5.
Just a belt.
Look, they don't call me the one who's here and available for nothing. You get my lawnmowers.
The Boys, yeah. They're making more Boys, of course. They greenlit a season 3 before season 2 even aired. Amazon is spoiling for some hits. Obviously, Miss Maisel is a big Emmys darling, but I can't imagine it's smashing ratings records or crossed over into into frankly Boys. What a Boys like to make a generalization. So I'm not surprised that they're doing more of it. It just seems like too much Boys to me. I don't know, and I really like the show, but you got something like The Boys, and I think you can take it in a lot of interesting directions. So the decision to make it like college, I don't know. It seems like you're thematically really treading on the same ground. It's already like a show where it combines, college level philosophizing with college level humor, and it's like more of that. Now the ages reflect the sensibilities. I'm not super excited to see more Boys outside of the main series, at least this concept.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like whenever there's a spinoff, you can either reap the rewards of a Frasier or you risk being a Joey. And more often than not,
that's my favorite quote from Dark Knight.
You either spin off long enough. Yeah, I just wonder if it's becoming like, you think about something like The Walking Dead, where it was like they struck while the iron was hot with Walking Dead too. I think a lot of people kind of rewrote history of that show in their minds as well, where it's like, no, they started developing Fear the Walking Dead, right around the time that the show was starting to hit like really a cultural fever pitch when like Negan was going to be on the show. He wasn't a part of it yet. And that hasn't really worked out quite as well. Like the main show is suffering. The thing is with The Boys too, it's like I for the life of me, I've seen the first season. I've not watched any of the second season of The Boys, but I can't understand, as much as I do really like The Boys, it's like a lot of these concepts that a lot of people praise. It's like, oh, The Boys deconstructing this and that. It's like, those were around for a while. Like a lot of like the commercializations of superheroes was really funny with Greg Kinnear's character and Mystery Men. I guess it's just a right place, right time thing. So I don't know. I saw Zoom. I saw Sky High. I've seen the Superhero Academy thing. Maybe just this time, maybe it's the right place, right time. But
yeah, they're just doing it better. There's so many things have similar premises, but are differing in quality or enjoyment, and they're doing a really good job of skewering, like Joe was saying, corporatization and the infiltration of superheroes into all of our pop culture. And I think this season they're going into some interesting things with Vought and its history and how it's been around since World War II and maybe collaborated with Nazis and stuff like that. And I think that there's like, I don't know, I hate to say it, but like maybe a prequel or something more different than the core series would be more attractive to me. I just think that The Boys, the college years, Junior, is not as cool of an idea that you could, because you've created a whole universe, and it just seems like it seems like something that the show would make fun of. Which is
I'll also say too, as much as I like The Boys, this is not a knock on The Boys, so everyone calm yourself.
Don't knock them boys.
But I do think, like, for me personally, especially with just like everything going on, these superhero movies and just really like film in general is all very cyclical. And I think I'm to the point where I'm ready for another kind of like Richard Donner-esque kind of, slice of Americana superhero, like a little bit more idealized. Like the deconstruction era, which to me kind of starts around 2016, which with like Civil War and Batman v Superman, and these are flawed heroes and stuff. Like that's all fine. That's all really interesting. A lot of good stuff. But I think I'm just ready for some kind of apple pie Superman type stuff if I'm going to consume this type of content. I think that's just where I'm at.
What if they did a Schumacher style Boys Forever?
Yes.
Well, I would have to stand that pretty hard, wouldn't I?
With this college thing, I think the key is going to be, as long as they don't kind of go, oh, well, the thing everyone loves about The Boys is all the blood and the gore and the sex-em-ups. I think, because if it's just purely that, then I think that's a failure of a show. If they actually have some stuff they want to say about college institutions or like the NCAA or what do college athletes look like in a world of corporatized superheroes, could be interesting. But I don't know. Let me ask you guys this: Can an anti-corporate America show that's on Amazon sell out, or are its themes already flawed because of where it's shown?
Well, Joe, can you reform a system from within, or is this controlled opposition by Amazon that they're like, they like this because it's like, see, we're not evil. We're cool with people making fun of us. That I can't blame the creators because, frankly, like when you come up with a show, you don't usually have a choice of where it airs or who buys it,
sure.
who's
Yeah.
making it. So it's like, Halliburton wants to make my comedy about giving peace a chance. Like, okay, like, maybe, all right, why not? So I can't
pay rent.
Yeah, I can't blame them for their message being at odds with their corporate overlords, because frankly, you go far enough up the chain of any media company and you get to, some type of chemical weapons manufacturing. Netflix, Disney,
yeah,
HBO. It's
perfect.
really like 2 steps up the org chart, and they're like, yeah, can we get away with carpet bombing this country, or do we have to install a new leader?
Yeah, no, Nickelodeon, a subsidiary of Breitbart. Yeah, no, I hear you. Chat's pretty split on this. Seattle KO.
By the way, I saw something in chat that I must address.
Address it.
John, I love you, man. I do love you. And you said prequels are unnecessary, like Solo. I'll give you that, fine. I love it, but you don't have to. And Young Indiana Jones, sorry, draw the line there. Young Indiana Jones is 100% essential and educational.
Yeah,
John,
things.
Go back, scroll up, delete your comment, take it back. I'm offended.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Adam Holbert in chat says, does the over amount of superhero deconstruction make you nervous for a Deadpool 3 or a Thor 4? Which is fun to say, by the way. For me, I don't see any deconstruction in the Thor movies. I think the last one was a very fun, like, trippy Kirby romp with some humor in it, but I don't think there's really any deconstruction in it. So Thor 4, no.
There's definitely a little meta-ness in some of the lines in Ragnarok, but not maybe a full deconstruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's the Marvel house style of, like, everyone's sort of aware that they're in a movie and they're all having a good time together. Like, they're kind of winking at the camera of like, whoa, there's a little bit of a cartoonishness and a broadness about them. Whereas like Thor, he's a god, but he's not acting like someone who's removed and above. He's acting like an audience member who just happens to be really buff. Mm-hmm. So Thor 4, and also like they have their cake and eat it too, because like they can make fun of how over the top and stupid Thor is, but then they give you like the most insane epic Led Zeppelin fueled battle scenes possible. And then Deadpool 3, well, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see a Deadpool 3 for a very long time, if at all. That just might be not in Disney's wheelhouse these days.
Or Disney does the, like, exactly what Amazon's like, we can make fun of ourselves. We're so anti-corporate. Look at our anti-corporate character.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
I can see him being a star of Marvel's after credits scenes for years to come. Not really getting a movie.
Just teasing you around. Or they do some kind of series where he does trailer reactions and episode breakdowns for the MCU movies. Like that'll be a Disney
on Disney Plus. That'd be fun. Yeah, stop giving good ideas away for free, man.
Yeah,
Ryan's
I gotta
watching.
stop doing this. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. You guys have any other closing thoughts about the boys? What are there any good college spinoffs? There's Saved by the Bell, the college years.
Great, love it.
There's very few good college shows. Like Undeclared, that was good. Can't think of any other college shows. The trick is so many college set movies and TV shows just feel like a very fancy high school. Right. Like we jumped into our scary movies a couple weeks early and we just watched Urban Legends. And Urban Legends just feels like a public high school, but it's set in a Hogwarts building. It doesn't feel very college-y. It's weird because there's so many college movies. The great college films, and yet no one has made the great college TV show. Maybe because it's like too much of it has such a clear beginning, middle, and end to college. I mean, Community is pretty great. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's like the only one I've been sitting here trying to think. That's the only one that pops into my brain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got nothing. Huh. What are your favorite college shows? Chat, let us know. And then let's jump into something I'm very excited to talk about, guys, because we have a new Tinkerbell, and that means we're going to get new Peter Pan, which I'm very, very, very pumped about. Peter Pan remakes are one of my favorite genres of film, as you guys know. So I'm a Robin Hood remake guy. That's my bread and butter. Just give me all the Robin Hoods. I'm a Pan man. Batman. Robin Hoods, I don't know. You know what? I don't know what it is. Robin Hoods, I don't mind. Pans just really stick my craw, man. I don't get it. Oh, by the way, by give me all the Robin Hoods, I mean please stop making that story over. Don't get any more.
Oh, no more Merlin. Just enough. I get it. He pulled the sword. He's great. I love it. Move
Robin
on.
Hood isn't King Arthur.
Whatever.
Yeah, what?
It's all the same shit.
Oh, wow. Joe's about to bust through the Zoom window.
Oh
He was there, wasn't he? Wasn't he the Obi-Wan to King
no!
Arthur?
Well,
Merlin's not in Robin Hood.
Robin Hood was the
No.
What?
I'm saying I'm tired of Robin Hood. I'm also tired.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought you had crossed your streams.
But hey, I would watch Merlin show up in Robin Hood. That's something I would
there is
watch.
we've talked about this before. Is the out of no longer copywritten Avengers or something where it's well they did it with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen where it's like Jules Verne teams up with the Invisible Man so we could do like a Robin Hood, King Arthur, Peter Pan team up movie and it would be terrible.
And they're in college.
We just sold it for $10 million.
Yeah, we did. Again, we have to stop doing this on air.
Gold, Jay, gold.
So Yara Shahidi from Grownish and Blackish has been cast as Tinkerbell. She's a great actress. I think she's incredibly talented. I just don't want to see another Peter Pan movie. Apparently Jude Law is... There's just a lot coming at me with Peter Pan news this morning that I feel kind of ambushed. Jude Law is playing Captain Hook. And then Alexander Maloney and Ever Anderson, who will play the title characters.
It's Peter Pan and Wendy this time.
Okay, Peter Pan and Wendy is the title of this. Okay.
We watched Peter Pan. We like tried to go marathon all the old Disney movies on Disney Plus, and Peter Pan was one. I was like, oh, I love that one. It was the first time I'd see it as a kid. Like, Peter Pan's a fucking dickhead. Sorry, no, it's SJU. Peter Pan is such a douchebag. I could not believe it. He's basically like, shut up, girl.
Yes.
I'm like, sew my shoe, woman. I was just like, what an ass. Peter Pan's
He's very
an ass.
impish, Billy. He's a spirit of mischief. That's just what you get with the Pan Man.
There was almost nothing likable about that movie.
Do you think it makes some people's head explodes that like the original Red Pill icon was also just like a very mischievous boy that never wanted to grow up and wears tights?
I was
covers himself in fairy dust every day.
Huh? And you put it that way. Yeah, I don't care for Pan. I didn't like the Disney original is it's as the kids would say, problematic these days. What makes the red man red? Well, they've got a big song about it. Peter's a dick to mermaids. There's just a lot going on.
To every female.
He's
mean to Tinkerbell, to Wendy, the mermaids, everyone. He's awful.
Is there a good Peter Pan movie? Like, I can't tell you if Hook is actually good or not because I just love it. So I can't unbiasedly tell you that.
Yeah,
Hook
I think
is
I'm in
good.
the same boat. I don't know if Hook's actually good or not.
Yeah, Hook is not that great. I'm sorry. It's it caught us at the right time. It caught us at the right time.
That's the right time. Yeah, no, I believe you.
200% believe you.
I won't accept it, but I believe you. Right? Does that make sense? Like, people keep telling me that the Earth's a globe, and I'm like, sure, but also...
Sure, prove it. Yeah. I just think that, what do I think? I think we should just make more Peter Pan movies. I think I want to see Smee given the treatment he deserves, and that's his own feature film, and I'd want an off-key a Radiohead song to play during the trailer.
Ooh.
And I just want more Pan content. Give me more Smee. Give me more Peter and Wendy. Give me all the Tinkerbells teaming up for one big tink off. I just can't. I represent the audience of the world, and we demand more Pan. Clearly, otherwise they wouldn't keep making these movies.
Personal Pan pizzas.
The tie-ins write themselves.
Has Jude Law already been in a Peter Pan movie? I feel like...
I think he has, right?
Wasn't he
Yeah.
well, no, he was in AI. He was like a Peter Pan sex bot.
Yeah.
So close
Will
enough.
that be in the new Peter Pan? Neverland.
Oh, we haven't done Peter Pan in the future. Like, where's Laser Pan?
I would watch Laser Pan, and not to derail us, but hey, Craig in the chat just said, "Hey, I'm 6 minutes behind. I'm watching in double speed to catch up." Don't do that. That's weird. You can be 6 minutes behind. It's fine. But also, hey, Billy, Young Indiana Jones sucked.
Who's this? What's his name?
This is hey, Craig.
That feels oddly personal, Craig. I would, I think you need to take those extra 6 minutes and think about your answer and check back with me when you decide you want to be more simple.
I'll let you know what he says in 6 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Completely fair.
Should we talk at half speed? So
Did we just do a
to
Tenet?
defeat his
We
fast
Tenet.
forward?
I haven't seen Tenet, but I think we just did a Tenet. So yeah, man. Oh, just put all that Peter Pan in me. The other piece of casting we have is Via Tahir, and it's cool casting. I just don't know a lot about it. Aldous Hodge, who starred in City on the Hill. He was in this year's remake of The Invisible Man. Great actor. He'll be playing Hawkman in Black Adam. So he's in final negotiations to do that. I'm going to be honest here. I don't know anything about Hawkman. I like Hawkmen as a rule, like Flash Gordon. I don't think he has anything to do with those kind of Hawkmen. But generally, if you put wings on a guy and call him Hawk something, I'm in. Billy, do you know anything about Hawkman?
Yeah, he's a really cool character. He was they had Hawk Girl in the original Justice League series, and there's a really cool the series finale of Justice League, which really just goes into season 3, which is Justice League Unlimited, had a really cool story featuring all of them. The character also appeared on Smallville. Like, I think this is really cool.
They're in Legends of Tomorrow, I remember.
They're in Legends of Tomorrow. The character of Hawkman is one that's constantly reincarnated. It's kind of like a very tragic kind of curse that, he's always destined to find his love, but they're reincarnated over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. It's the head that wears the beak.
Right?
Right.
The big golden beak. I'm looking forward to Black Adam. Everything that they've been saying is like, oh, they're really going to dig deep. As soon as they said Dr. Fate, I was like, in the JSA, I was 100% in. So this all sounds really cool.
Right on. And, could I have briefly looked at fandom.com and caught up on who Hawkman was and pretended to be an expert guy in the comments who's saying, why am I talking about Hawkman if I don't know anything about him? Yes, I could have, but I like to keep it real here on SJU.
I can talk about Prince Voltan from Flash Gordon. He's like a Hawkman.
Yeah, let's talk about Voltan.
Prince Voltan.
Sorry.
Get it right. Get it right or pay the price. Yeah, man. Prince Voltan, he's got hawk wings. He flies into battle with a cool mate. He's basically Hawkman. I think Hawkman definitely stole his vibe because Flash Gordon is precedes all this stuff. And Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, is another fantastic bird creature.
Even Warren Worthington is sort of on the prissy end of the Hawkman. Hawkman to me is the prince from Flash Gordon. A Hawkman should also be a bear, which I guess is a weird paradox. But they should be big and burly and beardy and hairy, and that's my hot criteria.
Good take, Joe. Good take.
Solid take. I'm basically just trying to kill 6 minutes until Craig can bring in his comeback. And then we also have Richard E. Grant has confirmed he will be starring alongside Tom Hiddleston in Loki. That's cool casting for I don't know what this show's going to be exactly. I'm assuming it's Loki's adventures through time. Maybe we'll get young Loki and he'll teach us things. I don't know.
That's the show I always forget about when they talk about the Marvel Plus shows. Maybe it's just the one that we've heard the least about. But
the logo was too cluttery, so I think I put it out of my brain just to keep some space.
And that should be the third one to come out after WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon.
So we should expect that Loki series next year.
Well, I'll wait till next year to get excited then.
Yeah.
I can't burn myself out a year ahead of time.
I think the only thing that could really get me excited about this is if he's the guy on the other end of the Tom Hiddleston vitamin commercial. If Richard Grant's who he's making breakfast for. If the POV spins around and it's Richard Grant. I think that would raise so many questions and answers at the same time. Why does Tom Hiddleston on his way out so quick?
It's truly the gift that keeps on giving. That weird ad.
I'll make it up to you soon, I promise. It's Richard Grant.
That will live in my brain.
Just look up Tom Hiddleston for Centrium, or just Tom Hiddleston Chinese vitamin commercial.
Yeah, Google it. It's a wonderful gift. Hey, Ryan, what's chat want to talk about? I want to answer the questions.
Oh, good question. I think they'll send something in a second. Give me some questions, chat.
Have you guys not been asking questions? God, we're boring on this show. They haven't been inspired at all. I feel bad. Here's one. Is it weird that the guy making this Peter Pan remake is also the director of A24's Green Knight? No. Make that money. Usually what happens, you make a cool indie movie and then you get called up to make Peter Pan. But I mainly asked this question to just say out into the world again, I really want to see The Green Knight, and I'm so sad that they haven't just dropped it on VOD yet.
Yeah. I've got a question. It's about the Tom Hiddleston vitamin commercial.
Ask it.
I did a freeze frame on what he's offering Richard E. Grant for breakfast, and it's the following. Blackberries, sliced carrots, kale, purple onion, corn, red pepper, cucumber, pomegranate seeds, topped with a fried egg. That's insane.
They eat different in Asgard, man. Breakfast is weird when you're a Viking.
It does seem like he is a god of mischief, and he's trying to figure out what normal humans eat. So he's just putting all the food in little rows on a plate.
That's weird. God, I gotta rewatch it now. Hey guys, Moramouth Haunts is reopening in an age-old classic internet discussion for us, and that discussion is pirates or ninjas.
Wow, that takes me back.
Yeah, it takes me way back.
Early oddies.
Let's talk to that Real Ultimate Power, you guys.
That's what it was. I was gonna say. What was it called?
The Ninja website. Yeah, Real Ultimate Power, where that MIDI of Big Pimpin' just played the whole time.
Simpler times.
There was a Real Ultimate Power book, and I owned it.
Wow.
And it was kind of good. They surprised you because most of the book was just kind of more of the website where it was just a kid flipping out about ninjas. But then like at the end of every chapter, they had like journals from the kid that he had to keep because his parents were sending him to therapy because of his ninja obsession. So
this is a pocket of the internet that I must have missed.
Wow, welcome to Real Ultimate Power, buddy.
I remember I did not get internet until like 1999, so I don't know what this is circa.
Around then.
Probably 2005, maybe?
Time has no meaning anymore.
I did have a folder that I saved all my favorite versions of songs in MIDI form, though. That was
good.
Hell yeah.
That's an important save. That's an important after save to make. But to answer the question, I'm gonna ninjas. They're just genuinely cooler.
I'm gonna say pirates.
Wow.
Ninjas are like they're cowards. They're sneaky little assassins. Whereas pirates, you knew what was coming. They put the Jolly Roger right up there. They were democracies. They split the treasure, equally among the crew. It seemed like it was definitely more fun to be a pirate, and I'm going to follow the fun and go for full pirate.
I'm going to counter that with just ships versus cool ninja houses, because cool ninja houses had like swords hidden in floorboards. Like if you actually you can tour these like Koga ninja houses and stuff that still have like floorboards where if you kick them or you step on them hard enough and a sword pops out. That's a pretty cool design feature for your house.
You can hide a sword on a ship. You can still find a little hiding place.
Yeah, but I want that visual panache of a guy stepping on a floorboard really hard and a sword pops in the air and he catches it, no look catches it. That's cool. Come on.
Yeah, but you have to imagine all the times he was practicing that and fumbling.
I respect him more for it.
Just I'm gonna stab you. I don't know. It's
Billy, break this tie.
Pirates.
I don't know. I watched a documentary about pirates. They're really bad, guys. They're really, really mean.
Really not.
Oh, yeah. You believe the propaganda from the British Empire? What are you, a Great East India Company stooge?
I mean, Batman,
East
Turtles,
India Trading Company truther.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
What a shill for the British East India Company.
Relax, they are a sponsor of today's episode.
Yeah, sorry, we just got an RFP from the
they're funding The Boys season 4.
Slow this one down. As in City Magic asks, any thoughts on Godzilla versus King Kong?
I wish it was happening.
Yeah, I wish any movies were happening.
Yeah, I wish. I don't know what stage it abandoned development. I think that that King Kong movie, man, that was actually cool. That was really good, and they had good characters, and the monster stuff did not disappoint. Godzilla King of the Monsters, not so strong in the story department, but man, the monster stuff kicked ass. If they could wed the two together, although it seems unlikely when it's like a versus movie or like a team up or whatever it's going to be, but if you could get more John C. Reilly in the jungle and Tom Hiddleston, out of place, but always a welcome sight. Probably searching for exotic vegetables and fruits with which to give Richard E. Grant a fresh breakfast when he gets back. That's where he was leaving the commercial. He's like, "I'll be back later.
Gotta go to this island."
I'd be super psyched for that movie. Yeah, I love those.
Luis Venezuela asks, "Do you think Indiana Jones could be properly remade?"
Man, if there was only a show where people rebooted franchises and they did an episode on Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, you guys should go check out Billy Business's episode of rebooted Indiana Jones.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm saying that. I am absolutely saying that.
But
make sure you're subscribed to Billy's rebooted show.
Here's what I will say about Indiana Jones. I definitely think that it bums me out that Indiana Jones is like one of my all-time favorite characters, and he's just not cool right now. Like Indiana Jones just isn't a cool thing right now, which is a bummer, and it kind of bums me out that Disney, now that they have the Lucasfilm stuff, they don't own those other movies, so I get it. But at the same time, like, there's no animated series, there's nothing, there's no indie merch, nothing like that. You have like a potential gold mine just kind of sitting there, which is do something with it.
I've always been surprised, at least, that's not like a really like ass kicking like Lego license. Like, I feel like that's a cool set that could throw back to like old timey like Lego castle sets and stuff like that.
They even had a game. They had a Lego Indiana Jones game a couple of years ago. So I don't know what they're waiting for, but yeah, I think Indiana Jones is just. I think you can redo it, but people have to get over this only Harrison Ford can play him thing. I think that's crap, and you're just killing the character if you do that.
Well, I think it's okay for characters to die. It's okay. He had a great run. He had 3 great movies and some good spin-offs. You can do something else that evokes the spirit of Indiana Jones without calling it Indiana Jones. I think that there is like room for swashbuckle in our lives.
But why can't it be like James Bond? Like, no one bats an eye when there's a new James Bond. Why can't there just be a new... I mean, if you had said, like, in the 60s that Sean Connery wasn't going to be James Bond anymore, people would be like, just kill the character and start a new one. But now we have this legacy of Bond.
To me, it's because Indy... He did have, like, an arc, or, like, he had a story that seemed to have a beginning and an end in Last Crusade. And he always seemed like he was somebody who was in over his head and, like, how did I get into this crazy situation? Whereas if, he's on his 17th adventure where he's outnumbered and outgunned and there's demons spiraling out of control, like, he doesn't seem like that guy anymore. He would have to be a different kind of character because he's
kind of like Die Hard.
It's the Die Hard conundrum where the appeal is just a regular guy stuck in a bad spot.
Sure, but it's not. He's not like Mr. Bean. He's not bumbling around. I think the thing about Indiana Jones is the false sense of confidence because he's gone through so many adventures. A lot of times when Indy gets his ass kicked, he damn well knows it's about to get his ass kicked. Even the shrug when he's about to fight that guy, like, shit, I'm just gonna get it. Like, I think that's part of the appeal. I don't think it's necessarily that he should be like, fundamentally a better fighter, fundamentally a better explorer, everything. I think it's just like his overconfidence is kind of his charm. Personally, I don't know.
Put Mr. Bean in an Indiana Jones movie is my answer now.
Oh God, yeah. If there was
absolutely watch that.
Yeah.
Or just have Indiana Jones sell vitamins in China. What would be on the plate that he presents to Marion? I'm going to sort of merge these two questions together. Avinash asks, with all the movies being postponed, is there a chance of too many movies next year? And Chid asked, what is your most anticipated 2021 movie? To answer this sort of first part of that question, the rollbacks have been pretty, strategic retreat of the movie schedule. I think they just kind of keep pushing things back into scheduled positions each studio already had for the most part. So as things roll back, Untitled Marvel Movie 2021 takes the spot of Untitled Marvel Movie 2021 Part 2, and that kind of thing. So most of these opening dates everyone called dibs about 5 years ago. So even if there aren't titles to place, the way a lot of this works, Paramount's just like, I want X, Y, and Z, and we're just going to put Untitled Paramount Event Movie as a placeholder until we figure out what goes in. So I think for the most part, they're just maintaining the same schedule. It's just now getting pushed and rolled further back. That said, if movies do come back in 2021, I don't know. What are you guys interested in seeing?
Dune, baby. Has that moved yet? Has that officially moved?
I'd have to look. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's holding like a late December date, but it's all but official that they're gonna move that again, right?
I'm also I think they're playing chicken with Wonder Woman, and
because it's the same studio, and they would put Wonder Woman like a week before, a week after their other Gigundo movie, so. I think I'm going to hedge my bets and say Dune if it moves. Otherwise, man, I'm going to get killed for this, but I just want to see Vin Diesel go to space in a car.
I'm not going to kill you for that.
I'm excited to go to a theater and have a bunch of people yelling at the screen with me when Vin Diesel and Tyrese hit the NOS, the super NOS, on the space shuttle to go, I don't know, hit Charlize Theron dreadlocks off. Whatever they end up doing is going to be my theatrical experience. One of my more treasured theatrical experiences next year, save for Dune, which is the actual pick.
Billy?
I think while Spencer is watching two children pretend they're in space, I will wait for Tom Cruise and Top Gun to fly so high in the atmosphere for reals that he probably went to space for like 3 seconds. So Top Gun is my choice that's probably the only thing that I could realistically, once it's safe to do, see myself going out to see at this point.
The snob in me wants to be like, oh, Candyman 2, I can't wait for, but honestly, can you think of something better for pop culture in general than the all clear being sounded, everyone's got a vaccine, what just opened? Venom 2, baby. Can you think of anything just more beautiful than Venom 2 being the first movie that the world just gets to experience together as a group? Like, the first time you get to hug another human being, you also see Venom 2.
It's in the aisles of Venom 2. I can imagine that. Woody Harrelson just keeps saying carnage directly to screen.
iTunes had this sale over the weekend. It was like great movies, great prizes. It was like Breakfast Club, Pulp Fiction, and right in the middle was Venom. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
It sounds like a good sandwich.
What's the problem?
That sounds like a pretty good sandwich, Billy.
Spencer, did you see people? I saw someone mention this in chat, and I forgot we never talked about this in the show. But you guys saw Vin Diesel's song, right? Or did you guys hear it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know about
He released his single.
Yeah,
the best part of the whole thing, by the way, is it was on the Kelly Clarkson talk show, and it's the weird white people trying to dance to it on video screens.
No,
they don't really know how to dance to it.
Well, let's do this to end the show. Spencer, put yourself on mute, and we'll just react to you reacting to Vin Diesel's performance of his new song.
Oh, this is great because you could put reaction in the tags, Ryan, and people always click on reaction videos.
Sweet.
Yep.
Okay, so Spencer's gearing up.
It was an interesting jam, by the way. I don't know if you heard it, Joe.
No, I haven't listened to it yet either. But I know
it's finely auto-tuned, as you would expect. But
sure.
It's not the travesty. I was hoping it would be a travesty. It's not a travesty.
Okay. It's not like a party all the time or
okay.
Oh, look at
that. We're getting some. Okay, now see. I
think Spencer just discovered a banger.
He's into the song, but you have to you have to see if Spencer's into the dancing of the people, because that's the real.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's into the dancing of the people. Yeah. Look at yeah. No, he's digging this. I think he's a fan. I think he's digging this.
It's a. It's pretty good. It's pretty good makeout music. I think this. If high schools were still doing dances, this would be like the final dance of the evening type of song.
Oh no, that's a homecoming closer. That's definitely a jam.
Wow. All I gotta say is wow. I haven't been that moved since Kevin Federline told me to popozow. That's all I gotta say.
Billy described it as something that would definitely close a high school dance.
Yeah, I can see like the end of a bad high school movie, like the crane shot pulling back on the dance is Vin Diesel, because I don't think anyone could in actuality dance to that. As you saw,
they tried
from the screens.
They really tried.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, you're boxed in literally with the rectangles, but there was a lot of this, a lot of little hand movements.
Like, a little zoom dancing.
Trapped in a box, trying to dance my way out.
Well, gang, we've given you a lot of homework. Make sure you see that Hiddleston vitamin commercial. It's very important. Let us know what you think of Vin Diesel's hit new single in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Gentlemen, thanks for chatting with me. I'd ask him to react to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. I don't remember what it was. It was The Boys. Let us know what other shows you think should go to college there in the comments. And we will see you guys tomorrow right here on SJU. Bye.